Welcome to the Empower Women in Menopause podcast with your girl, Trudy German. I'm an online personal trainer and wellness coach for women going through perimenopause. Over here, we talk about all things perimenopausal, menopausal, and postmenopausal, and how to thrive through this transition. We speak openly and candidly about what going through this change really consists of, the good, the bad, the ugly, and we also dismiss a lot of the myths or all the myths and talk about how this change affects you mentally, emotionally, physically, and professionally. So let's get into this week's episode. Good morning, gorgeous. I got my coffee in hand today. Hey, boo. Okay, so top of the year. We still at the top of the year. And I'm giving you a lot of things to equip you to make sure this be the year you not only smash your fitness goal, you not only lose the belly fat, but you keep it off, but you get rid of a whole lot of perimenopausal symptoms so you can thrive, so you can glow through this transition. Because listen, you already here. Why be miserable here? Why not thrive, transform, and glow through this? Oh, and if you're ready to do that, go ahead and click below, baby. Schedule your call. We're starting the end of January, so come on over. All right. So a few ladies have told me on IG how soothing my voice sounds. Hey. All right, so let's jump into this. We're going to be talking about 5 steps, 5 things you need to do to start your perimenopausal fat loss journey. And I said perimenopausal because doing this during perimenopause, after 40, after 50 is completely different than doing this in your 20s. When I see these influencers in their 20s showing us how to lose fat, I'm like, good for you, boo-boo, but you got hormones on your side still. So all you got to do is snap a finger. I remember when I started working out, I saw results pretty fast. It didn't take me long, but as I said, I've mentioned before, I had time on my side. I had hormones cooperating because I was so much younger, even though I did so many things wrong. Well, when I started, honestly, all I did was bicep curl. I didn't do anything else for about 3 months. Every day I had a set of 10-pound dumbbell and I would curl every day. I would do like 3 sets of bicep curls. And even later when I started working out, I would do a whole lot of crunches when I wanted abs. I didn't take eating clean important. It just seemed boring. It was like, who wants to do that? I'm not about to do that. But now that I am older, clearly it is different for me. It is different for you. And part of the reason that it's different, it's because for 20 plus years, me, have been abusing our bodies. Yes, we all have been. We've abused it some way, somehow. So if you've pulled all-nighters, which we all have, whether the all-nighters are because you're up with sick children, you are in college, you have deadlines to meet, you're working on promotion stuff at work, if it's because you went out of town, whatever the reason is, my friends and I, we talk about, how in our 20s, when we were in college and university, we could party and work. We could party Thursday night, come home, get nap, because that's what it was, nap for an hour or less, shower, then we had to be at class at a certain time, or even like Friday night, and then we had to be at work on Saturday. Those were abusing the body. If you've done drugs, if you've used alcohol, what else? If you've been consistently stressed, those are abusive traits. Those are abusive things we did to the body. And if you've ever had anyone, if you've ever been in any type of relationship where you've been abused, or you've been mistreated. You've been taken for granted. At some point, you're like, enough is enough. Either you clean your act up or I'm out. So our hormones at this point is like, you've been abusing me for 20 plus years. I am tired. Either you start taking care of me so I can take care of your body properly, or I'm just gonna screw everybody up so you ain't happy, the hormones ain't happy. And that's what's happening. And I'm definitely gonna do a podcast episode where I talk about hormonal imbalances, because that's what's really happening at this stage. And I'm gonna talk about some of the things we have done to cause hormonal imbalances and how we can balance them. But for now, let's get you going on the 5 steps to start losing your perimenopausal fat loss journey. And it is fat you want to lose. It is not weight. And I'm not being mean. I'm just being honest. When you want to lose weight, you want to lose fat, muscles, and water. Most of you do not have that to lose. You want to lose fat. It is what it is. Call a spade a spade. So first up, what we are going to do is determine exactly what you want. What is it you want? What do you want? I said that again, and I remember that audio that was going viral a while back, about 3-4 years now, on Instagram, where it was like, it's from Notebook, what do you want? He was like, it's not that easy. It is that easy. Exactly what do you want? And you're going to tell me you want to lose fat. Okay, that's fine. But what does that mean to lose fat? How much fat do you want to lose? Right? So I'm going to give you, for example, my fitness goal for the next 12 weeks is to become stronger. Okay, that's so vague. How am I going to know when I arrive? How do I know I've arrived at being stronger, right? So specifically, it's to be able to complete 10 reps, 3 sets of chin-ups. Do you see how specific I am with that? I know exactly what I want. To be able to complete 10 reps, 3 sets of body weight chin-ups. So when I get there, I've known, okay, I hit my goal. Now I need another goal. And here's another thing. Once you hit one goal, baby, you're going to find another goal that you want to hit, because you can't stop, won't stop. Right? So you want to lose belly fat. How much belly fat do you want to lose? Like, I'm about to start telling my ladies, we're going for 5 inches. Do you want to lose 5 inches of belly fat? So are you currently have a size 40 inch and you want to bring it down to a 35? That's something very specific. If it's to get stronger, how do you know when you've gotten stronger? What is your definition? Because my definition of getting stronger and your definition could be different. You need to know exactly what it is you want, right? I mean, at this stage, it could be multiple reasons you're working out for, multiple things, because you already know the benefits that working out come with. It increases your mood, your energy level, your sleep, your level of happiness, mental clarity, drop your risk of obesity, high blood pressure, illnesses like type 2 diabetes, right? Of course, working out also increases your confidence level. But what it is that you want, I want you to be very specific. And do me a favor, you can drop it in the comments here exactly what it is, that specific thing you want. Or you can, share this episode over on the gram and tag me with it and, comment exactly what it is. But the more specific you are with your goals, the more inclined you are to complete them. And because then you'll have something specific you're working towards. Vague goals, vague results. I want you to think about that. Next up, how do you want to feel? You're like, girl, what is got to do with my fitness journey? What is got to do with me losing 5 inches from my waist. What is got to do with me, being able to perform 30 chin-ups? Here is why. Because whether we like it or not, we are governed by our emotions. Our feelings determine a lot of what we do and don't do. You also need to know and have an idea of how you want to feel, because there are going to be days and times you don't want to go to the gym, days and times you don't want to work out, days and times you don't want to do things that you're supposed to do. I mean, between symptoms like hot flashes, night sweats, crappy mood, lack of confidence because of the changes going on within your body, you feeling like hell, your words, not mine, the stress, the anxiety, the depression. I want you to start writing down how you want to feel. Think about how you want to feel how you want to feel. Write it down. Remember it. Why? Because the days, the times you don't want to do what you're supposed to, you're gonna think about this feeling, and thinking about how you'll disappoint yourself, thinking about continuing to feel how you feel now and stay where you are. That's gonna drive you enough, or that should drive you enough, and to get you to get up and take action. So that's something you definitely want to think about. Also, number 3, habits. I feel like I've spoken about habits before. What habits are you going to build in to get you to your specific goal? What are you going to do regularly? It could be daily, it could be weekly, it could be monthly, but you need regular habits to build in to get you to lose those 5 inches from your stomach, so you can feel happy, so you can feel vivacious, so you can feel sexy, so you can feel confident. These are all the words you told me how you want to feel, right? Some of the habits that you want to definitely be building in includes planning and preparing. So planning to go grocery shopping, planning your meals, right? You need to do those things. Are you going to be the one going grocery shopping? Are you going to outsource that to community, to like Walmart, or even to not DoorDash, what's the other one's name? Oh my gosh, I can't remember, but one of those services. Are you going to do it yourself? Are you going to have a family do it? Are you going to have your spouse do it? Are you going to have your child do it? Do you see what I mean? You need to have that in place. When are you going to prepare your meals? What are you going to eat? This is something that also, when women work with me in my Thrive program, I completely, they don't have to worry about what to buy. They don't have to worry about recipes, because I take care of that. They do have to get the groceries. They do have to prepare it themselves or outsource it. But you have to determine that. And to determine that, you have to start building those habits. You have to make the time to look at your calendar and be like, next week's a heavy week. I normally do it, but I'm going to have to outsource it, or I'm going to have to do it another week, another day, because, doing it regularly on Saturday, it's not going to happen because I have to pack to go away for work. Do you see what I mean? It is being realistic and taking inventory of what's going on in your life. And once you start building in these habits, taking time to plan, to prepare your meals, plan your workout schedule. And I know this sounds like a lot, but it is. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it, and I'm not going to BS you and say, oh, it's not. It does require work. Like the screenshot, I'm looking down at my phone right now, and my screenshot that is saved, I saved this, and I've had this here for about 3 years. This was a quote I got from Bishop T.D. Jakes. It says, "If you have a dream that doesn't require discipline and focus, you're dreaming too low." So if you have a dream of losing 5 inches off your waist, And if you're not going to be disciplined, if you're not going to be focused, if you're not going to do what is required, which is work, which is preparing, which is planning, you need to change that goal. You need to change it to something higher or something more specific that's going to force you to be disciplined and focused. I heard this quote years ago. I think it was from my dad, and it was like, everybody wants to go to heaven. Nobody wants to die. So my interpretation of that, where fat loss is concerned, everybody wants to lose the belly fat. Nobody wants to do the work. And I think this is why things like quick fixes, like rubbing a cream on your stomach, drinking flat tummy tea, which I don't understand why anyone would want to do that, wearing waist trainers and things like that come in because you think it's easy. But I'm going to be honest with you. It requires work. It requires work. It requires work. If you are not willing to do the work, you cannot and should not be complaining about the results that you don't get. And I'm sorry, not really sorry. If you're expecting to hear, oh, it's easy, baby, snap out of it, girl. Snap out of it. Right. So you need to build those habits. You need to build habits of taking out your workout clothes the night before, if you're going to be working out early morning, if you're going to be going right after the gym, packing your bag. You have to create those healthy habits, because I've said it before and I'll say it again. Where we are, the results you have, it's because of the habits you have. So if you want a different result, you have to start creating different habits. To change you have to change your habits, or else it ain't gonna change. And that's just how it is. All right. I know I say that, then I laugh. You see, this is the type of aunt I am, even with my 5-year-old nephew. Like, I'll discipline them inside. I kind of feel like my poor baby, and my brother would be looking at me like, yeah, and he needed to be disciplined. I'll let it be. You're here because you're a woman currently going through perimenopause, right? You feel lost, confused, you're constantly tired, moody, anxious, and grumpy. You don't recognize yourself, but you want to feel vivacious. You want to feel energetic. You want to feel sexy and happy, right? You want to feel like yourself again. Well, if this is you and you're ready to start feeling like you again while going through perimenopause, then I am definitely here to help you with that. Let's schedule a free consultation and let's chat and see how I can help you. Just go ahead and check the description below, and the link is there. All right. Fourth thing to do in your 5 steps to take your perimenopausal fat loss journey serious, and to make sure this be the year that you smash it. This be the year you knock it out the ballpark. This be the year where it's the last time you're like, oh, new year, new me, new fitness. You know what I mean? Take inventory. Take realistic inventory of when, what you're eating. Are you eating enough of? Are you eating too much of? Are you stressed? Are you working out too hard? Are you not working out enough? Are you not drinking enough water throughout the day? Are you not getting good quality sleep? You have to take inventory of what you're currently doing for you to know what to change so you can get the results you want. Oh, and make sure when you take inventory, you don't just write it down. You actually go back and you look at it and you create a plan of how to do more or less of certain things. So, some of the things that you can take inventory of, I just mentioned them. It could also be having too much caffeine. Are you having more than 1 cup of coffee a day or caffeinated beverage? How much alcohol are you drinking per day, per week? Are you having a bottle of wine every night? Sis. Are you having 2 to 3 glasses a week? Are you having 2 glasses a day? Sometimes you're doing this because of work, but you need to take inventory of what you're currently doing. And when you take inventory, do me a favor, baby. Do me a favor, boo. Don't just take inventory in your head. I like to say take pen to paper. I kind of like writing things down ever since I learned that there's a correlation between your thumb and your brain when you kind of write it as opposed to type it on your phone, that you remember it more. But if putting it on your phone in the notes work for you, do that. But you need to be able to look at it on the paper. We know if it just stays in your head at this stage, we got brain fog, we're losing memory. We know that, you're not really going to have a full picture of what's going on. You're going to underestimate some of the things you're doing. But when you have it on paper, when you can look at it, you can be like, oh, this is what's going on. Oh, okay. And when you do that, please create a plan on changing it. Along with that, have a date when you're going to start changing it. And start changing it. Please don't just simply leave it up in the air, because then next year you're going to be setting these same goals and even more, because the longer we take, the harder it becomes. Okay. So do that. Other things that you can take inventory of is what triggers you when you don't get enough sleep. Is it the hot flashes? Also, what triggers the hot flashes? When you don't want to go to the gym or work out, what's the trigger? Is it because you had a rough day at work? You had a rough day with your clients? You had a fight with your spouse? You need to identify those things. You need to take inventory. So what happens when you don't want to eat clean, right? Is it because you ain't enjoying it no more? You're finding that you're eating the same thing over and over. This can happen. This is why, when I create meal plans for the ladies, I make sure that they have, they're hitting all their macros, but they also have variety. Is your food boring? Is it you didn't sleep the night before, so now you're craving salt and sugar and you don't want to stick to the plan? Is it because you didn't plan properly, so you didn't prepare your meals, so now for the entire week you're going to have to be dining out or picking up stuff? You need to identify those. If you don't know what's triggering you, how are you going to know what to change? If you don't change anything, how are you going to get the results you want? Remember, to become a different person, because this is what you want to become. Losing the inches around your waist is becoming a different person, is getting the goal, hitting the goals you want, is seeing the results. So you have to do things you didn't do before. When you don't want to work out, why? Is it you just don't want to go to the gym, or you don't want to work out? Is it you don't want to work out because you didn't sleep well the night before? Is it you don't want to work out because, the gym is too packed? Is it you don't want to work out because you don't know what to do? Identify them. Take inventory of what's going on. And then create a plan to change it. These are things that I definitely go over with my ladies in my program. And we identify what's going on and we create a plan and we execute it. Because, baby, ain't no point in having a plan if we ain't executing it. Right? So definitely click the link below to schedule your call to join us in Thrive, Transform, and Glow through Perimenopause with me, Trudy. Because I know how you feel. I know how you feel now. I know what your goal is. I know how you want to feel. And I know I can help you there. But you got to click the link below first, honey. And the last one. Wow. I went through these pretty quick. Have a plan. What's your plan? What's your plan to get there, baby? What's your plan to get there, boo? Like when you leave your house in the morning, your final destination. That just sounded like the movie. Your destination. You have a route to get there, right? If you're going to work, you have a route to get there. Should something happen, you need a detour. If you're dropping your children off at school, you have a plan to get there. So you want to lose, let's just say 5 inches off your waist, right? Why? You also want to know why you want to do it. Why? Something I didn't touch on before is determining how you want to feel and why you want to feel that way is important. I've worked with women before where their goal wasn't really to lose much belly fat, maybe an inch or two, which wasn't a lot. But their reason was they see their mothers, their aunts, they see the women in their family on all type of medication. They're on medication for high cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes. There's so many health issues in their family. And they're like, that's my why. I don't want to be that. When they're around, it's like a competition of who has more pills. Her words, not mine. And that scares her. So, knowing how you want to feel. For her, it was feeling healthy, being able to get to a certain age and not being diagnosed with any illnesses or being on medication. So she wanted to feel healthy, and she had a definition of her healthy, right? So the days she didn't want to eat clean, the days she didn't want to work out, she did it because she know how she want to feel. Now, I'm not saying that by missing 1 or 2 workouts or not eating clean 1 or 2 days is going to derail your progress. No, what's going to derail your progress is those missing 1 or 2 workouts turns into 3 or 4 days. Then it turns into a week, then 2 months, right? You see where I'm going? Once again, it's our habits. It's what we do consistently. So you need a plan. You need a plan on how are you going to get there? What route are you going to use? What are you going to use day in, day out, weekly, monthly to get there? Let me go back to myself. One of my goals is to be able to perform 10 reps, 3 sets of chin-ups. So I know twice a week, I got to do them either at home or in the gym. Right now, I think I'm doing 5. So my goal is every week to up it by 1. I'm giving myself 12 weeks because I know there are going to be times when my energy level may be low. There are going to be times my energy level may be low because I'm fasting. And I do fast sometimes for spiritual reasons. And I am going to be fasting a few times in between now and the end of March. So I've taken that into consideration. I also know that at the beginning of the week, I have more energy to be able to complete 5 or 6. Whereas at the end of the week, because my body's tired, it's a bit more struggle. I also know that around my cycle, I won't be able to complete as much. But I also give myself the buffer just in case this thing called life starts lifing and I lose some strength for whatever reason. So I also want you to kind of have plans in place on having detour. For example, if you leave home this morning to head to 255 Eglinton Avenue West, wherever that is, and you decide you're going to take the highway, and you get on the highway, and if you live in Toronto, you know there's always something popping on these highways. Now you got to take a different route, right? So I want you to also factor that in play because, baby, this fat loss journey, it is not linear. You know what? Let me write that down. I just got another podcast topic. And thank you. So one of the ladies that I worked with last year, my 12-week program, her goal was to lose. She had 2 goals: to lose 3 inches around her stomach and to be able to sleep 7 hours consistently through the night. And we got it. It did require some work, but in order to do that, I had to take inventory. We had to go through, okay, what are you doing in the days that's stopping you from falling asleep at night? And we had to come up with a plan on how to simplify that. And we took baby steps, just the little steps. When I work with clients, I don't come in with all the changes right out the bat because that's too much, too fast. And I've learned, they can get overwhelmed and be like, screw this, throw in the towel, don't show up. So when we work together, I come up with, as I said, take inventory of where you are now, what you're doing on a regular basis that got you here. And together we work to create a plan to get you where you want to be, a realistic plan to create new habits to get you where you want to be, right? So that's where having a plan comes into play. A plan also helps to keep you on track. It keeps you organized. It holds you accountable, right? You need so for example, you probably have a corporate job, right? Most of my clients have corporate jobs. None of my clients, very few of my clients are entrepreneurs. So if you have a corporate job, at the end of the year, you get an assessment. You have to be assessed by your manager, right? Throughout the year, at the beginning of the year, you probably have a meeting where they go over your goals for the rest of the year. And you probably have like a monthly meeting or a quarterly meeting, but you have something to check in on a regular, you have some sort of plan that can get you to your goal. So I want you to look at it the same way. What is your plan to get you to your final destination? What is your plan to get you to lose the 5 inches? What is your plan to get you there? If the plan needs to be rerouted because you got sick or because you had to take some time off because of life, how are we going to get you back on track, right? So those are some of the 5 things that you want to incorporate. Oh, and also having a plan helps you and prevents you from overtraining and undertraining. And remember, rest is important, baby. So let's just recap real quick. 5 steps to start your perimenopausal fat loss journey for 2024 so you hit that goal, baby. So this can be the last year you're talking about, I want to lose the belly fat. Make sure you determine exactly what it is that you want. Be specific, not just lose belly fat. What does that mean? If you only lose 1/2 inch of belly fat, are you okay with that? How do you want to feel? Imagine that feeling. Remember that feeling for when you don't want to do the work, for when you don't want to do what's required. Habits. What habits are you going to build? Because where you are now is because of that, your habits. To get a different result, to get somewhere else, you have to start choosing and creating and building new habits. Take inventory of what you're doing, how much you're eating, how much water you're drinking, how much sleep you're getting, what's your triggers, and also plan. And of course, girl, if you need help with this, if you need help to minimize a lot of your perimenopausal symptoms, if you need help in losing the belly fat, whatever it is, how much inches it is, if you need help in starting your fitness journey and hitting your goals, come on over, click the link below so we can get on a call for you where we can talk about you joining my Thrive, Transform, and Glow Through Perimenopause. Okay? Bye. I hope you enjoyed the episode. And as I've mentioned before, my goal is to empower women in menopause. And by you sharing this episode with other women, share it on your stories, then you will definitely be helping me help other women. So go ahead and share it on your stories. And please, when you share it, don't forget to tag me at Train with Trudy. Until the next episode, have a fabulous one.